I think I have a need to do another video. I didn't want to do one quite so soon, but when you're dealing with things here on YouTube and the kind of irrationale that people use, I guess, to try to make you look bad or whatever the case may be, sometimes I feel that it's nearly necessary to actually try to set the record straight about some things, just so there won't be any misunderstanding, from that point going forward. If you'll excuse me, I'm in my computer room. I'm actually, in my office or whatever the case may be. I'm trying to get some work done this morning before I actually get about my daily activities from day to day. But I didn't want to do that until I actually, kind of deliver a message to a lady. I don't know. I haven't spoken to her personally per se, but she seems to have, I guess, a lot to say about some comments that I left on a video uh, that I actually left to a person that I'm actually subscribed to on YouTube by the name of Queen Ifama. And her name is Sleepyccs. I don't know. This video may reach you. I don't know. It may not. To me, it really doesn't matter because, again, I'm just going to say what I got to say and just kind of keep it moving because I'm not into any drama. And like I say, anybody who knows me, I don't like to deal in drama. I like to just go get straight to the point, feelings, whatever the case may be. I try to my best to distance myself away from it when I'm delivering what I have to say. But for the most part, this video comes about as a result of a comment that I actually left on her video, on Queen Ifama's video, regarding the white police officer that actually physically assaulted the black female teenager at the high school there in South Carolina. There's a lot of videos that are actually being surfaced right now, for the most part, on the actions of the officer. Some of them, in a sense, are praising the officer for his behavior, believe it or not. And some of videos that I've seen also are condemning the behavior of this particular officer, rightfully so, according to. But the issue is that, when I left the comment on there, I was actually coming from a standpoint that, for the most part, I pretty much said, and I'm not going to go back and read the email because, again, that's just too much work right now. But I'll just kind of paraphrase it. I was saying that for the most part is that we have to really, the officer needs to be disciplined, no doubt about that, And the thing about it is that, I said, well, it's unfortunate that you do have, some black men here on YouTube that are capitalizing, if you will, off of that incident, saying that the girl deserved it, this sort of thing and that, but we have to try to wait until all of the facts come in before we actually rush to judgment. For the most part, that's pretty much what I wanted to actually say, or what I actually said in a nutshell. And I don't know, for some reason, this female, I'm assuming that she's a black female. I mean, whatever the case may be, that at least that's what her profile picture is, that sort of thing. She actually had a lot of offense. She took offense to what I actually said. And the thing about it is that, I don't understand where you can get offended with what I said. I mean, the thing about it is that I wasn't actually disrespectful. I didn't actually say anything about the young girl deserving to be assaulted the way she did. The only thing that I actually said is that, we have to stop trying to, just don't rush to judgment, and wait until all the facts get through. Now, there are some things that are actually, that don't need no explanation. I mean, you can look at the video and see that the girl was actually manhandled and such. And then there were reports that this fellow was kind of sort of like a bodybuilder, well, where he actually, likes to visit the gym and lift weights and stuff like that. So for the most part, you have this big burly fella, and manhandling this, helpless young girl, and the fact that she was, possibly being disrespectful when she was asked to put away her cell phone, to me, that, like I say, that's irrelevant. The fact about it is that he didn't have no business manhandling her like that, for the most part. And that's pretty much, why I was actually wanting to say, that's why I meant by, let the law do its job, that sort of thing, and, we'll see the results or what have you. But for some reason, I don't know, not all black females, but you have a lot of them that they want to actually make something out of nothing. And for the most part, that's pretty much how I feel. That's what you did, Sleepyccs. I mean, like I say, it got to the point where even, your fellow sister, Miss Queen Ifama, had to kind of, let you know that, I'm not the type of person that is against black women. Like I say, I refuse to actually, to interact with you when you're actually saying that sort of thing, because again, it was late last night, it was just really, I was tired and I needed to get to bed. But I said, you know what, I'm going to make it my business to do a video about this because again, this particular issue goes to show you that we still have a lot of black women, not all, but a lot of black women who really are not rational. in their thinking process. Like I said, and the thing about it is that, not only did she comment on what I said, so now I guess she's going through all of my videos for the most part with a fine-tooth comb. I don't know, because that's pretty much what most people do, when they actually find fault with you. They want to go on your page and look at all the other videos to see if they can find fault with whatever it is that you had said in the past. Like I say, I encourage you, go to any video. You can go and search my entire, my entire library of vlogs and videos that I did. Like I say, I'm not the type of person that hide anything. I'm an open book. Anything you want to know, you can ask me. Anything that I feel that you don't need to know, I will tell you. I don't feel that that's any of your business, that sort of thing. But like I say, it's just the fact that you actually have black women, for the most part, not all, that will actually want to take offense to the fact, and her basis for saying that is that, the black men don't support black women. So why should she support black men? For the most part, she didn't. I don't think that's what she said per se, but that's pretty much where she was coming from. Now, like I say, black men and black women lost respect for each other, and this has been something that's been going on for decades. I mean, this is not something that's actually new. This is something that's been going on. I mean, since really we began to really see that we really need each other. And like I say, where did it actually go wrong? A lot of people have many different theories. Like I say, but the issue is the fact that we have black women that are against black men and black men that are against black women. Now, like I say, for the men that are sitting up there making videos, praising the officer for what this fella did, to this young girl, shame on you. That's all I can say. Shame on you, because no one deserves to actually have their civil rights violated like that. Like I say, disrespectful or not, like I say, there could have been better ways to handle that situation, I feel. But like I say, they automatically jump on the bandwagon and say that, from the various views that you get on YouTube from other videos, that, black men look at this and they look at this as another way to trample on the female's neck. I'm like, well, it depends on how we both can see the same thing, but we can both take away something different from a situation. Like I say, it all depends on how, you want to attack this. Most black women, when they looked at that, from the ones that I've actually seen, and like I said, in other videos that I've seen, in comments that was left on various other videos, they look at this as a full-blown attack that is going to be used against them by black men. No questions asked. They don't want to say, wait a minute, let me go back and rethink this. They're automatically already on the offense that, okay, now that since this has came through, now I got to go and defend myself against a black man because he's going to say that I deserve it. Like I said, black women, like I say, for the most part, you're irrational. Not all of them, but most of you think irrationally. A man can actually come to you in a respectful manner. You would run them away because you actually feel that, a black man is going to be just like all the other ones that you ran across, where they're going to actually want to make you feel like you are less than, like you're the dirt that we walk on. You think that they're all misogynistic and all this other type of stuff. Not all black men are that way. I can't speak for all black men. I know I'm not. But however, if you say something that I feel that's out of line, I'm going to bring it to your face and I'm going to tell you about it. That's just the way that I am. No holds barred. If you get offended, you get offended. I meant it in love, but if you want to take it as an insult, you are free at free will to do that. I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with people. Like I said, we are all adults here. The thing about it is that sometimes I have to really question the comprehension skills, not only the listening comprehension, but the reading comprehension skills of some of these females that read my posts, and then they automatically assume that I am somehow attacking them. And I'm like, well, why in the world would I want to attack you? You haven't done anything to me. So why would I want to attack you? The only thing I do is I speak my point of view, of my opinion, because that's what it's all about. It's all your opinion, about the things that's going on in the world around us. That's just like what any YouTuber would do. Some of them go a little bit too far than others, but the thing about it, nonetheless, is that I come here to use this as a service to, to talk about things, and give it from my perspective, just like anybody else. So how dare you attack me from doing the same thing that all the other people do? I didn't violate anybody's civil rights. All I did was come up there and just issued my statement on what I thought, and thing about it, I was talking to Queen Ifama. I wasn't even talking to you. You just chose to want to jump in and automatically say, well, he's just like all the other men, black men, and stuff like that, and you got really offended when I said, well, let's try to not rush to judgment and let the law do its thing. I don't know, for some reason, I don't know why you got offended with that. Because in the end, that's what's going to happen anyway. Anytime something happens, the main thing that society can count on as far as black folks is that we're going to get emotional. Like I say, with this particular issue, it's hard not to get emotional, but the issue is whether or not you get emotional or not, the fact about it is that at the end of the day, the law is going to have to run its course, and they're going to be the ones that's going to decide what was wrong, what was violated, who was wrong, and what the punishment is going to be, regardless of what you, I, or anybody else has to say about it. So all of this extra stuff that you put in there when you were responding to Miss Ifama late in the evening last night, like I say, mind you, I'm just sitting up there just looking through your thread, and I'm like, this sister here really got some issues. I mean, she's going from, she just saying all types of, just kind of like verbally twisting my words around to try to make it seem as if, like I said, that I don't have any love for black females or whatever the case may be. Like I said, I don't have to prove nothing to any one of you jokers up in here. I don't have to do that. If I want to waste my time by doing so or trying to do so, it's going to be a wasteful effort. Because again, people are going to view you how they want to view you. You can actually come up there with a halo and wings on, and they're going to still call you a devil. So the thing about it again is that it doesn't matter to me what you have to say about my words. I know the intentions and why I said what I said and how I said it. So the thing about it is that again, anybody that can really think got the picture of what I was saying. And I'm glad that there was a sister that actually sit up there and put you in check for the most part, letting you know that, hey, this is not what he meant. This is what he was saying. Especially when it came to that video that I did also about the video that I did where there was a young girl that went to her boyfriend's house and she ended up getting raped. I mean, and for the most part, it looks like you kind of took that as a field day and ran with it. Like I say, misinterpreting words, not going back and really understanding the context where I'm coming from. Like I say, one thing that I can count on, and we know this to be true for a fact about most black women in general, but for the most part, some of them take this too seriously. They get over emotional and they start running off at the mouth. And see, one thing about it is that when you start running off at the mouth, I just back up and I don't even say anything anymore, because now your emotions have gotten to its peak, and now you're going to be saying things that really just to be hurtful. And the thing about it is that I kind of got a decent understanding on the psychology of the human mind. I'm not a dummy. Okay, I've been to school. I'm an educated fella here. I might not look like it, but hey, I'm very educated here. Not to toot my own horn, but I understand the science of how the mind thinks. And see, when these females get like that, next thing you know, all rationale goes out of the door. You start saying things just to see a black man get hurt. And the thing about it is that, like I say, you got to let this thing go about black men being against black women. Even though we may be living in a society where that is right now, you don't have to live your life or let that concept dictate how you live and how you treat other black men who you haven't met yet. It's a shame that I actually have to do videos like this to educate those who I would think have some sort of common sense about them. But I guess when you're talking to some of these females here, they only on this one track mind. All men are dogs. All men or black men are misogynistic and stuff like this. This is the reason why, I want to go to a white man and stuff. You could do whatever you want to do. I don't care. But one thing that I will not allow is for somebody to twist my words around and try to make it to be something that I know that that's not what it was meant to be. And then one thing about it is that when left uncorrected, you're going to go and spread that lie to someone else. And then you're going to have their minds tainted just because you don't know how to construe the meaning of words. I'm trying to tell you, we're dealing with some things here. I mean, like I say, black females, for the most part, most of them, that's why I sit back and I leave them alone. I let them go about their merry way because they're full of drama. And the thing about it is that if you keep following up with their back and forth, you can end up losing your life behind that stuff. I love my life. I'm not going to try. I'm not giving that up for nobody. But like I say, I just wanted to kind of make this short video to you, Sleepyccs, who responded to Queen Ifama in response to what I said to her in her video about that officer who manhandled that teenage girl who had recently just lost her mother. So the thing about it, like I say, my heart goes out to that young girl. Whether or not she was disrespectful, whatever the case may be, okay, that's one issue in and of itself. But one thing about it is that we got to look at this. Sometimes when people lose somebody that's that close to them, they have a way of acting out. Like I say, they act out in ways that is disrespectful. And to the eye, it's like, what, you're being defiant, you don't care, you just want to make a scene. Maybe that was the case, that's how they may have looked at it, but the issue is you don't know what that girl is going through. You don't know the path that she is having to walk at this particular time, having to deal with both being physically assaulted and then having to deal with the loss of a close loved one, your mother. So you have to stop and really, as Queen Ifama said, and sometimes listen to videos twice to really understand what somebody's trying to say, as opposed to listening to it one time and then jumping to the wrong conclusion. You know, like I say, you know, it really does not, I don't really get any joy out of having to do videos like this. I will now, don't get me wrong, I'll do it. But the issue is I have a lot better things to do with my time than to sit up here and try to uncorrect the damage that this female is trying to do, because you don't know me. And I'm glad you don't know me. I don't know you. And I'm glad that I don't know you, because you don't look like or sound like somebody that I would really want to get to know. So like I said, you can take the video however you want. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like I say, you know, I feel that I had to come up here and, you know, defend what I originally posted. And just because you don't agree with what I said or whatever the case may be, what does that mean? The world is going to end? It is what it is. Be blessed. And most of all, break up that foul ground that you have for black men in your heart. Chances are you've been scorned by one. Maybe you should look at better choices of men that you choose, or that you choose to hang around. That's just an advice, you know, whatever. But anyway, have a good day.